Hello, my friends. We are back at Jake University talking again about a man who has had his life completely ovened by what some refer to as pussy. If you haven't seen my video titled Drugs, Women, and Cars, the Trifecta of Death and Destruction, you need to go watch that immediately so that you can revere me as a prophet. Johnny, my man, my brother in Christ, yo. That video was made for you, dude. That video was made for you. All right. Little did we know that a young Johnny Depp at the mere age of 58 was going to need me more than I needed him. If you haven't heard the situation, okay, between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard about that money, all right? Amber Heard that money calling. Amber Heard Johnny got an island. Amber Heard Elon got a rocket ship. If you have not heard about this situation, you're going to need to buckle up as we explore the Olympian heights of calculating evil that a woman can attain if she just puts her mind to it. So, Johnny Depp, John, as I like to call him in our private conversations, is suing Amber Heard. There was money involved for $50 million. Why is he doing this? Because she spent the past 5 years trying to destroy his fucking life by painting him as a sociopathic, abusive, drug-addled wastoid. So basically, she spent the past 5 years trying to paint him as Jack Sparrow. But it goes deeper than this because she's been planning this for about a decade, in my opinion. Okay, 10 years more, maybe, who knows? Could be 15 at this point. Could be since her conception. How do we know this? Because she started recording their arguments almost 10 years ago, dude. And before you sit there and you say something as unbelievably naive as who would plan to systematically destroy someone's life for 10 years? Let me shift perspective on this for you, okay? Let me rephrase it in a new, fun, and exciting way. Who would work relentlessly and without shame for a decade to acquire effectively infinite money, power, and fame? I have no idea. I can't imagine. I couldn't think of a single soul. Can't think of a single human being who would be willing to do that. Okay, so we are discussing yet another dude who has had his life fucking destroyed by pussy. And do not get it fucked up for even a second, guys. The only reason that any of these unbelievably powerful men are anywhere near someone like Amber Heard, she could make a buck, is because she is seducing them and then she is performing psychotic sexual acts behind the scenes. That is the only way that a woman can hook her claws in so deep that you would be willing to put up with the stuff that Johnny has put up with. It is if they are using sex as a weapon, as a tool of psychological warfare. It's kind of like if guys started setting traps with small batch handcrafted candles, ladies, all right? You would not stand a chance. Johnny Depp has become the patron saint of She Belongs to the Streets.
He cold. She belongs to the streets.
Man, this poor dude, yo. This poor guy, all right? Whoa, hold up. Wait a minute. This is Future Jake. And if you haven't, you should like this video and you should subscribe to my channel, all right? And you should leave a comment below telling me how you're doing, how you think I'm doing, what your mom ate for breakfast, shit like that, man. This is the important things in this life, all right? Anyway, peace out. Back to past Jake, okay? He's not as good as this one because he's about 10 and a half hours less wise. Peace. Timeline. Let's get some context for their relationship real quick so that we can better understand the points that I'm going to make, all right? John and Amber met on the set of The Rum Diary in 2009. He was 45 and she was 23. By the way, she was dating a woman when they met. Okay, bros, guys, men of all ages, shapes, colors, sizes. If a girl thinks she is a lesbian when you meet her, you need to run. You need to sprint. You need to grow wings and fucking fly out of there, okay? Because this has and never will end well for any man in human history ever. No discussion. You will end up in a van down by the river. All right, man? You will lose everything. So just please listen to me. Please just fucking trust me. If you put your faith in me for one thing, it is this. Back to the timeline. Amber stated on page 181 of their divorce filings, and I quote, Johnny and I began living together in or about 2012, and we were married February 3rd, 2015. That's how I'm picturing her saying these things, because she's fucking insane. Okay? So since they started living together in 2012, that's what that meant, what I just said, then they had obviously been seeing each other for a while. Let's say 6 months to a year. Though we don't know that because they're both pretty crazy. So that it could have been 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You don't know. But anyway, that puts us at about 2011. All right. That's over a decade ago. Isn't that crazy? So this is a pathologically narcissistic woman who is pretty enough to have been waited on hand and foot her entire life. Couple that with the big boy money that she's making from movies and the attention that that brings. Woo! Okay, this means that her entitlement, guys, could shake the laws of physical reality. My guess is that she met John and thought, this is it. This is it. This is how I'm going to ascend. Satan, my father, has blessed me with this opportunity to ransack one of the most powerful, wealthy human beings to ever have lived. Okay, that's what she says. That's how the voice in her head probably is, because she's so fucking nuts. All right, and actually, Johnny had the same thought. Here's a clip of that, of Johnny having the exact same thought.
Her obsession with herself is far more important. She's so fucking ambitious. She's so desperate for success and fame. That's probably why I was acquired, mate. What did you mean by that?
Unfortunately, I meant exactly what I said.
Okay, so 2 of them were married in 2015, and only 15 months later, Amber heard divorce is lucrative, filed for divorce, and accused his ass of physical abuse. She filed for a TRO, which is a temporary restraining order, and she cited this abuse as the principal cause. Restraining order was a power move designed to allow her to indirectly make public claims about John that he couldn't defend. How do we know this? Because we have an audio clip from 2016 where our boy Johnny is threatening to hurt himself, okay? That part's not funny. This clip exists because Amber invited him to meet after she filed the restraining order, and then proceeded to record him having what must have been one of the most extreme mental breakdowns of this man's life. Did she do this for her own protection? No. Well, of course she didn't. She did this for future court. She did this for money. She did this for fame. She did this for attention. She did this to see him squirm in pain and watch his world burn, because that's what people like this live for. Her knowing she captured this vulnerable piece of his essence will get her higher than any amount of drugs ever could. That's the way that these people operate. It's the same for all other recordings that she made about their arguments since they met. It is all documentation and creating a trail of incriminating, quote unquote, evidence about Johnny so that she can eventually take him to the cleaners and take everything from him, hopefully. Moving on. After a $7 million out-of-court divorce settlement was reached on August 16th, 2016, she all of a sudden withdrew her request for a domestic violence restraining order and rescinded her spousal support request of $50,000 a month, yo. $50,000 a month, dude. Fuck, man. She publicly claimed that she was going to donate that $7 million to the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles, and you're going to be shocked, the ACLU. Since I started getting stuff together for this video, it came out today, actually, that she did not donate anything. She donated virtually nothing. I think the total amount that was donated was 1.2 million. 100,000 of that was our boy Johnny's. Little bit of it was hers, and then $500,000 of that was that simp motherfucker Elon Musk's. God, dude, people falling for sex is just like, ugh, what are you doing? What are you doing, dude? What are you doing? My God. Okay, so back to the divorce settlement. So $7 million divorce settlement. Sweet, awesome, sounds good. So Johnny being the Giga Chad motherfucker that he is, started making those donations directly in her name, according to his testimony. If you know anything about people who are sick in the head who need to exert pathological control over others, you'll understand that this did not go over well with Amber. Heard that money wasn't going right in her pocket. Now we get to the catalyst of what has thus far been Amber's public crucifixion. Her 2018 op-ed, which I'm not going to read to you and I'm not going to quote because poor writing and simplistic evil rhetoric exacerbates my brain cancer. And I'm not going to put you through that. And for that, you should like, comment, and subscribe. But basically, guys, she just said, I am the face of domestic violence. And because of that, I felt the wrath that women feel in modern society when they publicly ruin men's lives. Okay, sure. Yeah. I agree. If you think whatever you think, I think, dude. I think that's true. So I'm going to move on because the purpose of that article was to introduce toxicity and division into this world. So Johnny is immediately relieved of his role as Captain Jack Sparrow by Disney because of that article. I'll let Johnny speak for himself because it's just a fucking tragic thing to see, man. And men in the West know that this is pretty much how it goes, guys.
I believe it was, I don't think it took Disney very long, maybe a couple of days, to announce that that I had been removed from the Pirates of the Caribbean films franchise, which I learned about reading in reading one of these type of some magazine.
Okay, so there's obviously more to this case, and I'm not going to cover all of it. If I guess if people enjoy my commentary on it, I can go more into it for sure. And I've watched everything. How can we turn what is happening with Johnny into a moment of learning? There are a few ways. The first is the easiest, and it is be hyper vigilant of with whom you share your bed, both sexually and romantically, guys. A lot of people mistake lust and sexual passion for romance. While sex with your partner is one of the most deep, important, and foundational parts of a relationship, because it is how a man and woman most deeply bond, it can never function as the raison d'etre for that relationship. It is ultimately a materialistic pursuit, and we should never base important parts of our lives off of unsustainable foundations. Now, obviously what I'm saying here is outlandishly speculative, but I cannot imagine that what formed the basis of this relationship wasn't sex. I've known a lot of women like Amber, and when they entrap someone who they feel can benefit them financially or socially, what they do is they engage their borderline Jedi mind tricks in a cycle of push-pull, love me, hate me, cyclical psychological abuse and mind fuckery until you are rendered incapable of defending yourself. I don't know about you guys, but I look at John, and one of the first things that comes to my mind is, man, that guy looks like he likes sex. 2, don't do drugs, guys. I will preach this for the rest of my life. How many lives do we need to see completely ovened, nuked, totaled, destroyed by drug abuse before people start to get it through their fucking pea-brained skulls? The drugs are for fucking losers, yo. You should feel shame when you take drugs. You should call your priest when you take drugs, okay? Listen, Johnny was drinking, taking Roxy's, Xanax, Adderall, Coke, smoking mad weed. He's probably on some experimental outer space shit that only people as rich as Johnny Depp even know about. Do you guys think that this drug use made it easier or harder for Amber to ensnare him? I'm going to vote easier, personally. That's my guess. And I'm going to go one step further and claim that she intentionally exacerbated his drug use in order to further exert control. Do I have proof of this? No, of course not. I just have life experience dealing with people like her. Okay, people like her have no identity. They have no soul. They are a reflection of their current acquisition of power. So if you've met one, you've met them all. 3, be hyper aware of what you allow to be recorded of you guys. Like, what? How are we not understanding this by now? This involves text. This involves phone calls. This involves audio video recordings. Motherfuckers, this involves notes written on napkins, okay? You need to assume that anything you have ever said that isn't in the woods within a dull whisper with a fucking deaf blind person with Helen Keller is going to be seen and heard by everyone that you know. While the things that Johnny has texted and said in those recordings are by no means flattering, you know what they are? They're exactly what a man in pain sounds like, guys. Men aren't women, guys. They never will be, and vice versa. If you take a man who has actualized his masculinity in any way, he's not prone to claiming victimhood when in pain, when being hurt, all right? It takes an incalculable amount of damage to induce the sort of reaction that we are seeing from Mr. Depp today. His children should be proud of him. I would kill to have known just one man in my life that displayed even 1,000th of the courage and resolve and humility that Johnny Depp exemplifies. There are very few people who come into this world and make it a brighter place, okay? Who dedicate their lives to trying to spread joy, trying to help people, trying to ameliorate the lives of those that they touch, all right? And we are watching one of these people fight publicly for his honor, humbling himself before the entire world in an attempt to regain some semblance of the respect and deference that someone of his caliber of character deserves. All right, we are watching him fight for his children, fight for his family, and fight for his legacy as a man. Things that this harpy, this succubus, has worked tirelessly to utterly obliterate. So what can we do to support Johnny, right? That's more of a philosophical question, because the question becomes, what do you give a man that has everything? And the answer to that question is love. You give that person love, all right? You send your positivity Johnny's way. And the next time a powerful man is indiscriminately smeared with respect to his treatment of women, or really anyone, but the woman thing is so radioactive that it's a very specific type of accusation. So maybe the next time something like this happens, do not jump to conclusions, because human beings are immeasurably complex. And when you combine two of them, that's a magnitude greater infinity. The relationship between two wealthy, powerful, intelligent people, I can't even imagine what those dynamics must be like. Nothing is as simple as it's made out to be. But in this case, I think it's pretty obvious that at the very least, regardless of Johnny, man, she's the type of person where you're just like, today I'm going to burn the world instead of hug it, okay? Because to know that people like that ascend to wealth and fame and power and are worshipped and idolized, it hurts, man. It hurts, because there are good people out there who deserve attention. Anyway, I'm Jake, yo. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned something. I hope this helped you. If you enjoyed this video, please like it. Please leave a comment below. Tell me what you think of this. I'm eager to hear other people's opinions, all right? If you haven't, subscribe. Subscribe to this channel, because I produce good shit. You should go check out my other work. It's better than this, because it's not on something so dark and depressing and fucking horrible. Anyway, one love. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out. Yeah. What, Jake, why aren't you wearing a shirt? Jake, why aren't you wearing a shirt? Because I don't give a fuck, dude. I don't give a fuck. Jake, why are you wearing headphones? Because I gotta hear myself for the playback, dude. Okay? Anyway, peace out. Yeah. Alright, peace out. Alright. Alright, peace out.